Hey everyone, this is Corey with Casual EDC, and today we're just going to be taking a quick look at the GiantMouse Ace Biblio. These are both on loan from Kobe, so big thanks to him. You can see we have the Micarta version as well as the titanium version. I'm just going to use the titanium one for size comparison for you. So we have the Benchmade bug out on top and the 84mm Victorinox Cadet. So you can see it's a pretty small knife, but definitely not tiny. Just coming in a little bit shorter than the bug out and definitely a bit bigger than the Victorinox. I'm going to be talking about these knives here at the same time because they are the same model. You're just looking at different handle materials and slightly different dimensions, which I will get into. What I want to talk about first is cutting ability and ergonomics on these. Specifically, ergonomics are really good on the Micarta version. It's very thick, so it fills out the hand, and you can get choked up with this finger choil, and it's very secure in the hand. For me, it doesn't really work. My hands are maybe a little too big for this, and I don't have super big hands, but I do wear large size gloves, and my fingers just don't really fit into these choils that well. You can see where I want to hold this, I'm really cramped up in the knife, and I don't feel like I have a lot of control because it's out in my fingers. And I can back off, but then I'd miss the jimping unless I put my thumb way up here. So ergonomically, this knife doesn't really work for me, but I can see it being very comfortable for somebody else. It's a Vox design, and he does a great job of making small knives extremely ergonomic. Cutting ability with these guys is really nice. You are looking at a flat grind on M390 blades, come down to a fairly thin edge. This is a satin version and this is stone washed, but your blade finish really isn't going to change your cutting ability. They both cut and slice very well. No issues with cardboard on these. Double deployment method being the hole and the flipper tab. A lot of people delete the flipper on this. They just grind it off and leave it to be middle finger flicked or thumb flicked, whatever you prefer. I could see that really improving the ergonomics because it won't jam your middle finger into this choil. You can kind of see how that's pushing into my finger, and if that wasn't there, I feel like I would enjoy this knife just a little bit more. A little bit ago I mentioned the thickness of these knives and how this is slightly more ergonomic than this, even though this is slimmer and carries a little bit nicer. So just gonna get out our calipers here, and we're gonna take a look at the titanium ones first. .4 inches, and at the thickest part with the pocket clip, 0.66, 0.65. Now we're going to take a look at the Micarta version. 0.56 at its thickest point, and with the pocket clip, you get 0.76. So a tenth of an inch where the pocket clip is, and 0.16 inches or 1/7 inches in the center difference. It's a big difference, and this is a little bit cumbersome to carry. You can see, looking at the back of it, just how much this would fill up in your pocket. Its carry profile as compared to the titanium one, you can see the difference here. I just put them side by side. Hopefully you can see that. But it's significantly thinner. Both are liner locks. They decided not to make this a frame lock. Not sure why. I think that would have been a good move by GiantMouse to offer the titanium versions as a frame lock, but so be it. Liner lock. Not bad action, but not great. GiantMouse's action that I've experienced on bearings is just okay. It feels like a broken in washer knife opposed to a bearing knife, but that might just be my experience with them. Overall, they're good knives for somebody, but they're not for me. Like I said, ergonomically, it just doesn't work with my hand, and that's the biggest thing for me. If I'm not going to be comfortable carrying it and using it, then I'm not going to really enjoy it. So as well as these cut and as fidgety as they are, having the double deployment method, they really just weren't for me at the end of the day, and definitely not my favorite knife that I've handled from GiantMouse. So that's going to be it today for these guys. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.